Okay, guys, One Piece chapter 1096 just dropped,
Someone cooked here.
and it's got me wanting more. Let's walk through it. So, obviously, we're continuing from where we left off. Celestial Dragons are still playing their sick little game. They refer to the people they're hunting as rabbits, and I just hope something really bad happens to these Celestial Dragons because they deserve it. Anyway, we see Kong as a younger man when he was the fleet admiral. He's talking to Garp about the situation, the ritual, but as soon as he mentions Roger, Garp is on smoke. He's ready to go. We cut back to the people being hunted, Ivankov and the rest. They suggest winning the game fairly by surviving, but Ivankov points out that no one ever survives that way. You gotta play the game a little different. You gotta bend the rules a little bit. The Ireland guy has already racked up 100,000 points, so that should give you an inkling of how heartless of a person he is. And he kind of looks like Shanks. Anyway, the rabbits, or Ivankov and Ginny and Kuma devise a plan in order to escape the island. There are prizes to be won for the person with the highest points, and the prize is devil fruits. The pawpaw fruit and the mythical dragon fruit, which is probably Kylo's fruit. In order for this plan to work, since the devil fruits are dead in the center of the island, they need a distraction. So Ginny says she had already broadcasted info about the devil fruits a few weeks prior to the event. So that sets them up for a distraction so that they can get the fruits to escape. When Ginny had broadcasted that info, she knew it would catch the attention of pirates, which also explains why many pirates had arrived, like the Rocks pirates and the Roger pirates, which is chaos for everyone, but good for Kuma and the rest. It's like a smokescreen for them. They also needed a decoy for their plan, so Kuma volunteers because there's a big body, big and broad, and he wants to protect everyone anyway. We get a look at the Rocks pirates, some of them at least. We see Whitebeard, Goldline, Shiki, Stussy, Captain John, and Gloria, who was former Amazon Lily princess. Now, if you ask me if I remembered who she was on initial viewing of the chapter, I'd be lying, because I did not fucking remember. Come on, you can't blame me, it's been like 400 chapters. Anyway, we also get a look at some of the other members of the Rocks Pirates crew, but we don't get to see the main man. Just leave it to Oda to tease us like that. Fuck's sake. The Roger Pirates arrive soon after. Garp then arrives. Chaos ensues. This is their chance to go through with their plan, and as Ivankov gets his hands on the devil fruit, Big Mom ambushes him. But Ivankov tells Kuma to eat his devil fruit, so he does so, but then he's also ambushed by the Gorosei, no less, Saint J. Garcia. This guy really hates Kuma's tribe, the Buccaneers. I wonder why. Like, do they have a beef with the Celestial Dragons or something? But I did really like the convo they had after Kuma got walloped in the face by Saint J. Garcia. It just shows the type of character he is. Real quick, I just want to point out Oda's use of his characters, and how much of a genius he is when it comes to giving characters importance when you don't expect it, or later down the line, like planting a seed and letting it grow. Like, if you think back to when we first met Kuma, or even when we first met Vivi, you never would have thought the importance they would have later down the line. But yeah, let's get back to it. Saint J. Garcia basically says Kuma's destiny is locked down to being a slave. That's what his life boils down to in his eyes. And I really like Kuma's thinking here. He says, being great from birth seems strange to me. I just want to focus on this one line because it's so important to the team of One Piece and its characters, in this case, Kuma. Being great comes from overcoming obstacles and losing from time to time. If you're quote-unquote great from birth, what's the point of going through hardships and struggles of life? You're already great, so there's not going to be any growth for you to have. Growth, struggles, all of that shit builds character. But I'm guessing that some Celestial Dragon wouldn't know, because they have everything from birth for Silver Spoon cunts. Anyway, Kuma then goes on to say he wants to save people just like Kuma did, but Saint J. Garcia has a different opinion. He wants them all annihilated. He really hates these guys, man. What the hell? We don't see Roger and Rox exchange words, but we don't see them. But that doesn't show the rest of what happened that day, because maybe he wants to keep the rest for later. You know, give us a little bit of food, and then we have the seconds later. Typical Oda.
How the fuck would you show me something if I couldn't have it?
We cut to the Sorbet Kingdom after the whole ordeal with Kuma, Ivankov, and Ginny. They're reading the newspaper, but of course the world government have censored it to make them look like the good guys, only mentioning the hero Garp. So we know something else went down that day to make the world government completely erase the whole island. But what could it possibly be? I'd suspect that someone knew or seen something they shouldn't have pertaining to St. J. Garcia or even Emu, but that might be a stretch. That's as far as I'll speculate anyway. We learned that Kuma saved as much as 500 people just with his devil fruit, but he still wanted to save more, which shows how good of a person he is. I just wonder how much of him was left when he became a warlord. Ivankov sets out to sea by himself, and Ginny stays with Kuma. She says since she's 4 years older, she'll take care of. The pawpaw fruit is very fitting for Kuma, seeing as his clan cherished the sun god Nika, the liberation god. Since his devil fruit can liberate you of your pain or even feelings. I think I've just taught something new there. Maybe that's how he lost his humanity. He liberated himself of his feeling. So food for thought. Ginny and Kuma eat their food, and Ginny is amazed at how her stomach is getting full because she's been a slave since she was 4. This is a new thing for her. She and Kuma cry together. Very touching. It almost got me. Almost. But yeah, that's basically what happened this week. But there will be more. Until next time. Peace.